Okay, so here's what we've got done so far. We've got this part, and we've got this part. And now our next step is to do this inside card holder that has 6 cards. Okay, so we need 2 more card holders. Remember, we've already used 2. And so we'll go ahead and cut 2 more out, and we'll clip them right here at the fold line so that when we fold it in half, we know right where it goes. Okay, we're going to fold them in half. Here's the little clip that we have right there, and then we're going to press them. So for the center card holder, we've got these 2, and they've been pressed, and we've cut 2 of these. We will go ahead and we'll hoop our stabilizer, and we're going to do center card holder first. Download it on your USB or your medium and take it to the machine. Okay, so here's our placement line for our center card holder back. So we'll just lay it down there from corner to corner, barely covering the placement line. Tape it down and go back to the sewing machine. Okay, so now we've put the placement line here for the card holder. Remember, we did a nice press job on this card holder. We're going to lay it right against the placement line and make sure that each end is matching, and we'll tape it down and go back to the machine. Make sure that the folded press side is against that placement line. Okay, so here's the first center card holder. We'll just take it off of the stabilizer. Okay, so that part's finished. We'll set it aside. Okay, so now we're going to just put another piece of stabilizer in, and we're going to do center card holder last. So go ahead and put that file on your USB, and we'll take this to the sewing machine for the first placement line. Okay, once more we've got the placement line. So we'll just set this right along the placement line, barely cover it, tape it a little bit, and go back to the sewing machine. Okay, so here goes for the next placement line right there. Can you see that? And we will just put this right against the placement line, folded side against the line, and back to the sewing machine. Okay, so here is the completed card holder last. Take the one you did first, lay it right side down on the one that you just did. Get all of the edges even, and we're going to tape it down, and we're going to sew around it. Okay, so here we've got the front to the back, so let's take it off the stabilizer. So let's grade the seams. Cut across that corner. You can see how that corner is so that it will kind of be turned easily. Okay, then we're going to turn it and we're going to press it. So the next thing we're going to work on is this coin purse flap right here. So it's this portion of it. So we'll cut 2 of the coin purse flap, and we're going to cut 1.5 inches of Velcro. Okay. We will go ahead and put stabilizer in our hoop. Our first stitch out is going to be the placement stitch for the coin purse flap. Okay, so we're going to put our first coin purse flap right side up, right against this placement line with 1/2 inch on either side for our seams. So it just barely covers it. There's 1/2 inch there. There's 1/2 inch there, and we'll tape it down. Okay, so the second color tacked down the actual coin purse flap, and the third color is the placement for the Velcro, and we want the loop side or the fuzzy side up. So take that piece, and we're going to put a little bit of fixative on it. And we're going to do as we did before. We're going to lay it down and make sure that all of the stitches are covered up. If you don't do that way, the next one won't stitch properly to tack it down. And back to the machine. Okay, so now you had the tack down and the satin stitch around your Velcro, and you're ready to use the other coin purse flap. Put it right side down. Make sure you just make sure everything is all nicely lined up. And we're going to tape it down and go to the machine. Okay, so now this is your coin purse flap. We'll just take it off of the stabilizer. Once you've pressed it nicely to set these stitches, go ahead and grade it. Grade your seams and clip them at the curve. Okay, so next we're going to put this whole inside of the wallet together. So we're going to put all these pieces that we're making into one big piece. So on your fold, go ahead and cut out one coin purse and bill holder. So now there it is, and press it nicely at the top where the fold was. Put stabilizer on a hoop, and we're going to go to the machine for the placement lines. Okay, this is a little tricky. This is your first color. This is going to be the placement line for your coin purse flap later on. The second color is the actual placement for your coin purse bill holder. So go ahead and put this right over the seam. Make sure you've got a 1/2 inch hangover on either side, and that it's just barely covering the stitches, the placement stitches. Notice that it's against these placement stitches at the bottom too. Tape it, and we're going back to the machine. So the third color just tacked down the sides of the bill holder and did a little top stitch across the top. Your fourth color is the placement line for the Velcro, and this is for the kind of the sticky side up. I've sprayed the back of the Velcro now, and again, I just want it to barely cover all of the stitches. None of the stitches should show. It should just be right on top of all those stitches. And I'll go back to the sewing machine. So now I've tacked down the Velcro and satin stitched it. So the next step is to put the coin purse flap onto that placement line that we did the very first thing. So turn it over and lay it on a book so you don't disturb anything, and lay your coin purse flap along those lines that we did the very first time. It's going to hang off a little bit on this end, and it will be even. Your stitching line was, and tape it down, and back to the sewing machine. So the coin purse has been sewn down, and you've got one other stitch here. See this stitch here? This is the placement stitch for your inside card holder. So it started right there and it ended right there. We're going to put the inside card holder this way so it's facing towards and covers the Velcro. From that point there, we want to, and you can see it's pretty much evenly distributed between these two lines. We're going to tape it down, and we're going to go back to the machine, and we're going to stitch that down, and then there is one last red color. Do not sew that color. Take your hoop out of the machine and close your pattern down. Do not, whatever you do, stitch that last color. Once you stitch that color, it brings it back to the center, it catches on this, and you end up with a broken needle or something else that's just as bad. Okay, so we did not stitch the last color, and I just told my machine it was okay to delete the pattern. And all of the rest of the things from now on is going to have the same thing, that red color, that last color that we will not stitch. Let's go ahead and take this off of the, and this is kind of tricky because you've got stuff all over the place to take out. All of that off and get it off. Then you need to get the stabilizer that's inside the coin purse out. So just pull it out, and again, you're going to have to kind of wrestle it around and to get it out. So now we're going to go to this ironing board and we're going to press it all, and then we're going to press this back this way. So here we are, this is done. Remember, we pressed it back, and it's completed, ready to go on to the next step.